Hi, this is Lisa with Grace and Old Paper. This is actually my second attempt at making this video. I do these on my phone, and I haven't learned much about video making yet, so I do it on my phone, and I don't edit it. I don't know how, so I just, do straight shot. Well, I get several minutes into this video, and an alarm went off on my phone, and when it does, it cuts the video off. Arg. So, what I was talking about in the video to start with was I was going to cut down my end papers because they were full sheet size. And I wanted to cut the length off. Not this way, because I have learned from Catherine at Sunnyside Journals to wait until you get it put together and then do it, because sometimes things change just a little bit that way. So I was cutting the length down. And I started with this one. And I was telling y'all how much I hate my cutter, because even though it's a Fiskars, this one is just terrible. I can butt something all the way up to the top edge and it will cut crooked. Like this is a square edge. I put the paper on the black cardstock all the way up to the edge, so it should be straight, right? Okay, I'm pushing that all the way up. If you can see how crooked that is, I don't know if you can see it, but I can see it. It's terrible. Let me find something that's kind of lined up here. Yeah. Okay, there. I got it pushed all the way up. See the words right here? Can you see that at all? It is under it over here, and in the middle of it there. Well, it gets worse as it goes on. So it doesn't cut anything square if I push it all the way up at all. And that's what I did stupidly with this first one. And look how terrible. I'm going to have to redo this page. And I hate that because I loved this page. But I'm going to have to redo it. Number one, I cut it too short. Accidentally. But it's also crooked as heck on the bottom. I mean, just totally out of square. Totally. So when I round up enough money to get me a new cutter, by golly, I'm getting a better one. I don't know if it's just mine and it is defective, or if they're all like this. I have no idea, but oh boy, that just kills me. So back to square one on one of those. Do not recommend. I'm going to get the one like Miss Catherine at Sunnyside Journal has, and I've seen other people have it, the white one with the roller mechanism on it. Yeah. Well, I finally figured out what to do for the spine on this thing. You remember I had talked about making a spine for this horse journal, and it ended up way too rounded. Way too rounded. So I went scouring? That's not a word. Scouring? I went looking around my house this morning trying to find something that would just give me a slight curve on a large spine. And also, this book is a little taller than most journals. It is, let me see, yeah, 9.5 inches tall. So most of the things I had wouldn't work. Like, it's been recommended, use a Pringles can. Well, I tried that. It's not tall enough. My rolling pins I have really weren't tall enough either, and put way too much curve. Way too much curve. I didn't have a big enough rolling pin. I have tried so many things around my house. Well, I finally found this in the top of a closet. Doesn't this look ridiculous? It's this huge vase that I had in the top of a closet. But it is getting me that gentle curve I wanted. So I will take this out this evening or tomorrow morning, and hopefully it should be just right. I'm hoping, because I'm ready to put this book together. I'm tired of it being apart. I want to work in it, and I want to, make things for it and do things with it, but I can't. I did make this little booklet this morning. I had this little booklet minus the fuzzy fussy. Oh my goodness. Washi tape. I had this little booklet. Oh my gosh. Y'all see my fingernails? This is what happens when you craft like crazy for days, for a couple days, getting into all the chemicals and everything. Yeah, I should have done my nails. But anyway, I had this little booklet and I had used up all the papers inside of it. So I just put in my own. I still like the booklet. And it's got this little spot in the back, this little tuck spot. So I may make a little tag for it. But I put one of these papers. These, you can write on this paper right here, but not really great. But I kind of used it as a front and back page in it because I liked it. I have discovered, because I wanted to make my own glassine bags, and I have discovered, I think, the perfect paper for it. You know, everybody talks about wax paper and parchment paper and dollar store versus name brand and all that kind of stuff. But I have made some. Excuse this one because it's way too big. Let me get a better one here. Hang on. Got one in my drawer that I've made. I made several of them. Y'all, look at this. Nice and crinkly. It doesn't wrinkle when you put the art glitter glue in there. How perfect is that? It's still pretty sheer. I mean, let me find something to stick in it here so you can see if I can find a thing. Oh, here. Look at that. What do you think? I think it's wonderful. I think it's absolutely wonderful. It's easy to cut, easy to deal with. Now let me tell you what it is. It is parchment paper. But I found this at Walmart. This is Reynolds unbleached parchment paper. Unbleached. And it is this beautiful brown color. Beautiful brown color. I love it. And it like I said, it is not, you know, I've seen some people talk about online how this can wrinkle and stuff. No, glues wonderfully with art glitter glue. I just love it. So find you some of this stuff. Reynolds Kitchen unbleached parchment paper. Love it. I've got a lot of it to mess with too. So, and I, like I said, I put on one on the front and the back on my little booklet. I thought I'd just slip this somewhere in the journal, and I think I am going to make a tag for that because that's really cute. Or I may have already have one. Who knows? I don't think I've made anything new for the journal because I've been trying to find something to make that spine out of. Oh, I did get this as a free printable off my Facebook group, and I thought it was absolutely perfect. So it's a habit, writing habit. It says, all the more serious accidents to ladies have been caused from their inability to clear the skirt from the pommel in a fall. No such difficulty could occur with Mr. Shingleton's patent. Hence, it is to be hoped it may be universally adopted. So, and I just backed it on some cardstock and aged it so it looked a little older. I love that. I love that. I want to find some more stuff like that to put in it. So yeah. I think that's all I've got for that, and I wanted to show you that. I did get me a stencil finally. I found one at Walmart. Look what it does. Isn't that pretty? I love that. I love that. Also, I took someone's advice. Her YouTube channel is Mary Scraps, I think. Her name is Gina. She kindly did this wonderful comment to me the other day because I get overwhelmed with trying to figure out what to put in my journals. And she said, well, maybe try something simple like, you know, make a simple journal, maybe an idea journal, you know, that kind of thing. So I did. I sat here the other night. Now, I did struggle with it because the first time I went to sew in my signatures, I sewed the first one in upside down. And then I took it out, and then I sewed all of them to the, you know, the little piece of file folder you put in there that's glued to your fabric. I sewed it in on the wrong side. I sewed it in on the file folder side instead of the pretty fabric side. So every signature was put in backwards. So I had to undo the whole thing and start over. But live and learn. And I finally came up with this. This is an old Reader's Digest. I liked the purple color. I put this pretty little piece of lace, head and foot. And I love that. And then I had this fabric. It took me forever to find something that would go good and not look silly with this grapey purple cover. But I had this fabric. It was a shirt I got at the Goodwill bins. So I may have paid $1 for it. But I put that, and I put that in here as well. Now, unlike a lot of other people, I've seen so many pretty idea journals. Pretty ones. And I'm too practical and frugal for that. So I was like, why am I going to use up the pretty stuff I have worked so hard to collect? So I looked through a lot of my books, and I found pages that I was not going to use, or I thought were ugly, or whatever. And that's what I have made this book out of. Because this is for me, and it is just to record ideas with. So this is where my unfavoritey things will go. This was just out of a little booklet I had about bluebirds. Now I have already went and did this little envelope. I was not going to use this bright green envelope for anything that I know of. Hang on, my cord's getting in my way. So I put it in here. I saw an idea about washi taping one end and making a pocket out of it. So I have done that. And I started to do collaging out of bits I had, like they did. And I was like, well, I'm not going to waste one of my pretty flowers. So I just kind of quickly drew a little flower to show myself what can be done here, like what she did. And this is what I did. I put this is one from my crocodile. And I just stuck this little piece of paper on there. It was from Wishes and Weeds. I put the date. I put the name of the video and kind of what it is. And then I also put that it can be sewn in. Hers was sewn in, the signature. And since I added this later, I couldn't sew it in. So I'm going to put that with everything. So I haven't put much in here yet. I did do a little of my stencil, and I kind of wrote stenciling there to remind myself. I thought that was really pretty. So this is came out of a children's knowledge book, and I just didn't like I don't know, I wasn't going to use that page. So, and then I had Ribsy book. I don't know if y'all remember Ribsy. I had an old Ribsy book. I have a children's book. And well, I guess I could use it. I've got plenty more. This came out of an old, gosh, what did this come out of? Oh, it came out of the this original book. And I'm sorry, don't you just love the mullet? How about that? And the white tuxedo with the pink tie. Yeah, no. Anyway, on the back, I made this little tiny glassine bag, and I put the video in a Powell, and where I found this, and that's the title. And I put, yes, I made this one weird size because I used a leftover scrap, because it's kind of wide and short, but that's okay. This is just my book. I put my flippy floppy thing I found on, I haven't put down who I got it from yet, but this thing folds out, and I love it. Love it, love it. I will add that to the pocket to show who I got it from. But since it's so big and flippy floppy in this little lightweight journal, I put a paper clip there. This is a children's book that we had gotten. My friend had gave my grandson a bunch of children's books, and this one had been scribbled all in and stickers in weird places. So I just went through and found a couple of good pages and used it. This was from an old Nancy Drew. This was just from a really ugly book that I had, and I said, well, I'll use it for collaging, but I'll use it for this too. This is from another book, The Story of Christina, that was in very bad shape. Another one of those pages. And I just did, it was very sloppy because I did it very, very quick, but I had seen it on, I need to put that credit on there as well. Again, Miss Nancy at Wishes and Weeds. It did this hand sewn edge, so I thought I'd put that idea in there. Another Ribsy page. It's just a lot of these pages I didn't like. Again, the bluebird. My goal is to take an ugly book and make it look kind of cool and interesting. And I am just not a fan of Peter Rabbit. I do not like the story. To me, it's just a cruel story, and I just don't like it. But I thought this would be good to use the pages. So you see, and I love how it's laying flat. I really love that. I love that. So that's basically what it is all those pages put together. I'm going to see if I put anything else in here. So, you know, I'll sit down and I'll watch people's flip-throughs. And I think, oh, that's a good idea. I need to do that. Or, oh, that's a good idea. And then I forget them. So now what I'm going to do is when I'm watching something, I will, especially if I'm here at my craft desk, I will pause the video and I will make it as well and put it in this journal. So that when I'm stuck on my other journals, I can do this. Just look through here and find something. Oh, here was another one. A flip out, which we all know the flip outs, but this one had a pocket on it as well. And I like that. So, again, I was watching a bunch of her videos, Wishes and Weeds, and she did 3 flip throughs of completed journal. So I like that it has the pocket on it. And you can still put something in here. And all I did was get a piece of scrap paper just to show me that there was a pocket there. Also, I glued before I finished watching her little flip through on it, and she just adhered it on this edge. She sewed it on, and so she had a tuck spot. So I just made a notation of that. So that's really all I've got in here right now. But yeah, I love it, even though it's weird, quirky pages that I said I didn't like. I mean, I like the book pages. The book pages are fine. It's just, you know, a lot of these things that would naturally been tossed or something cut out of them that I really thought was cool to add in here. So that is my little idea journal. So I don't have a lot to, I don't think did I add anything? Did y'all see these tabs? I can't remember if I showed you the tabs, but I added this simple little fabric tab on the front of each one of the signatures. And it took me some doings, but I got them all stair-stepped all the way down. And I had a boo-boo on one of these. Let me find it. Yes, this one. When I pulled it out of the sewing machine, it ripped the page. And I can't help it. I kind of screamed just a little bit. But then I remembered my vintage tape. I had pulled a bunch of tape out of something I got at a secondhand store. And I had a bunch of the stuff, so I've got this whole little baggie of it. And I remembered that, so I glued it onto it. It really only needed this one piece, but I liked adding the extra piece. Can y'all see that okay? Yeah. I like the vintage tape. So that really is about all I have done, because I started working on my idea journal, and we had a little visitor, and just things going on. So this is pretty much my update for right now. I am trying a new technique today. I just watched a video just a little bit ago about how to rust paper clips and safety pins and stuff like that within just a couple hours. So I'm trying that, and boy, it started working immediately. I would tell you the formula, but I left in there. It was 2 parts vinegar, 1 part peroxide, and a teaspoon of salt in a mason jar with a lid. And within a couple minutes, it had started rusting up like crazy. So I will see how those turn out in a little bit. So I guess for now, this is all my little quick update is. Until I get the spine made and put together on this book, it's just really hard for me to wrap my mind around decorating the pages, you know, and adding things to it. But I have discovered that I push myself too hard with these things. I put myself under too much stress, because I see everything from beautiful decorator style, neat and tidy journals to, I saw one this morning that had stuff sticking out everywhere and was chunky. It was about this thick and just chunky, and it had twigs on it and just things everywhere. And I've just really started kind of thinking to myself, why am I stressing so much over how things line up and you know, how does it look and all this kind of stuff, when I should just be making this journal speak to me and say, hey, this looks good here, or I want to put that there. So I'm trying really hard to wrap my brain around it, which is where I think this will come in handy, because there's no real rhyme or reason to it. It's just going to be things I stick in it. So wish me luck, first of all, on the spine, and second of all, on getting out of my own head for this journal, because this journal is really important to me for some reason, and I just really want it to turn out good. It's not going to be for sale. It's not. It's just, it's personal. But I really want it to be worthy of being sold, even if I don't sell it. And I'm not going to sell it. It's not for sale. But I want to be able to make something of that quality. Does that sound silly? I don't like making crafts that look chintzy and weird. And I'm just rambling. Y'all please excuse me. It's a ramble sort of day. I may or may not upload this video after I rewatch it. If you see it, then I did, obviously. But y'all have a good day today. May God bless you and keep you safe.